AITA for no longer paying for my homeless sister in her kid's hotel room after she insulted me. AITA? I, 23F, have a sister who's 33. We get along for the most part, but after a huge argument I stopped paying for her hotel this week. And she only has a few days until her checkout. So what led to the argument was that she insulted my parenting and said I am a bad mom. We have two totally different experiences with motherhood. I had my first son at 15 and my second at 18. Their father and I split up when we were 18, and ever since we've had an equal co-parenting relationship. We both have our own places, and I keep the boys for 3 weeks and then he takes them for 3 weeks. Because of this, it allows us to be active parents and also live our lives like anyone else our age. During my 3 weeks I have the ability to go out of town, go on vacation, party, and my ex does the same. He's such an amazing father, and we're flexible with the schedule if either of us wants more, less time. My sister on the other hand has no help. Her fiancé left her while she was pregnant and she's been raising her 3 kids alone since. He doesn't see them or call, and only pays $80 in child support a month. My sister struggles with childcare and ended up losing her apartment. She's been in an extended stay hotel since August, and I've been paying since my parents can't afford it. They live in a studio themselves, so they have no space for her and the kids. We live in a high cost of living city, and if it wasn't for my boyfriend being willing to cover my section of the rent these past few months, I wouldn't be able to afford it. The other day my sister calls me and asks me if I can come over to watch her kids so she can go to a job interview. I went over to the hotel at noon and she left at 2. I had plans to go out with my boyfriend at 7 and let her know. She said she'd be back soon, but once it hit 6 I started calling her and she didn't answer. At midnight she came stumbling in drunk and we got into a huge fight. I was pissed she made me miss my plans, and she didn't have to lie about a job interview if she needed a babysitter to go get drunk. She started yelling at me saying that I don't even see my kids for half the year, so to shut up about her needing a babysitter one night and that she's at home every single day with no breaks being a real mom, while I go out living life like I have no responsibilities. And that I am a horrible mom because I am okay with being apart from my kids and she would never. I told her it's not her choice to be around them 24/7. Their father doesn't want them, and it's not my fault I choose a better man than she did. She kicked me out and told the front desk to trespass me. I changed my card info so the next payment wouldn't go through the next day. My parents are calling me a huge asshole and threatening to cut me off if I stop paying for her room. That she never gets free time like I do, so to understand she's jealous, not being rude. They said to pay for another week and they'll pay me back after selling some things, and I refused. AITA? Info: what exactly would your parents be cutting you off from? She kicked me out and told the front desk to trespass me. NTA. You gave her free babysitting. She lied about it. Promised to be back at a time. And wasn't. She was the one that did the wrong here, not you. When you tried to hold her accountable for her lies, she verbally attacked and abused you. When you pointed out the reality behind her false accusations at you, she kicked you out. I changed my card info so the next payment wouldn't go through the next day. Good for you. You were giving her a huge gift. Basically your boyfriend was. Because he was paying your rent so you could pay hers. She wasn't grateful to you for this, but went ahead and lied to you. Blamed you for objecting to her using you. And acted like a jerk to you. It's reasonable to stop helping such a person. Frankly, if you had to get help financially to help her, you can't afford to help her. You should be building a savings account for your own future and for your kids' future, not subsidizing her. My parents are calling me a huge asshole and threatening to cut me off if I stop paying for her room. Why? You have the same obligations she does. And need your money for your kids and your rent and yourself. If your parents are going to demand you financially support your capable sister, there's something very wrong with how they think. Why aren't they offering to babysit for her so she can get interviews? Why aren't they going after her like they are going after you to help her? She's not more deserving than you. The two of you both have kids and yourselves to support. If they are willing to do this to you, let them. This is very abusive behavior. For your parents to think they have a right to demand what you do with your money. Your sister is capable and responsible for herself. You are not responsible for your sister's failings. That she never gets free time like I do, so to understand she's jealous, not being rude. You gave her a chance to look for a job to better her situation. She lied about it and went out to party instead. She's not seriously looking to better her situation, only to use you. That's a deep pit with no bottom. There's a saying, don't put yourself on fire to keep others warm. That's what your sister wants from you, to give and give, whatever it does to you, to support her, while she takes advantage of you. If your parents want her to have free time, they can volunteer to babysit. Volunteering you is wrong. Volunteering your money is wrong. Manipulating and threatening you is abusive. They said to pay for another week and they'll pay me back after selling some things and I refused. Good. Bank of you needs to stay closed. I really wouldn't trust them to pay you back. Not after their threat. AITA? NTA. You are doing what your parents won't do. Protecting yourself against your sister's abuse. If you have to block all of them for a while, to protect yourself from them making demands on you and wearing you down to compliance, block them. Abuse. And this negates all obligations. NTA. Even if you were the older sibling in this situation, it would not be your responsibility to pay for your sister's hotel. It wasn't ever your responsibility. Your parents should be doing that. If anyone. Also, your sister should have just told you she wanted a day out and planned one that worked around your schedule. But instead, she not only took advantage of you and lied, but insulted you to boot. And your parents are wrong. Jealousy caused it, but she was still rude, still lied, and still took advantage of you. Good for you not putting up with that BS. NTA at all. I'm also a single mother. I would love to have the kind of situation you and your ex have. That's how it should be. NTA. You have been more than kind and your sister was way out of line. Your arrangement with your ex-partner is awesome, and even if your sister resents it, there is no way she should lash out on you like that. NTA. Your sister effed around and got found out. Actions have consequences. And your sister is about to find out the consequence of biting the hand that has been keeping a roof over her and her kids' heads. NTA. If your sister chose to bite the hand that fed her and her kids, that's her problem. You sound like you've been nothing but an amazing sister. She shouldn't be yours and your boyfriend's responsibility anymore. NTA. Don't put a penny more towards her. She lied. She insulted. She kicked you out, put up a trespass on you. She does not get to do all that to you and be a leech. Your parents can shut up if they want to go and see over it. Let them. She's not your problem or responsibility. NTA. If your parents are cutting you off, surely they can pay for it themselves? It's not your responsibility to take care of your sister and her kids. NTA. Your sister needs to learn how to say, I need some time for myself on X day for N amount of hours. And let you decide if you can help her. If not, she needs to find the appropriate childcare. Tell your parents if they feel so strongly about it. They can help her out. NTA. You have been doing her a big favor. Paying her hotel. And you did her a small favor. Watching the kids for job interview. And she repaid you by lying and insulting you. You said your parents are calling you a huge asshole. But you didn't mention whether your sister even apologized. If she hasn't apologized, then I think your parents are also off for beating up on you instead of her. She should come back on her knees if she wants help. And your parents should tell her that if they want to help her. It sounds like you have been doing pretty well. Please don't let your sister and parents drag you down. NTA. I would have done the same. If your parents object that much, your sister and kids can move in with them. INTA. Your family sounds toxic. Your sister lied to get free childcare. She took advantage of you, and if you pay she will continue. I would go and see with your parents and sister. NTA. She should have been upfront with her need for one night out and asked if you could cover her. YWBTA if you'd refused to sit because you had moral objections to her going out. But I don't think you would have done. Making excuses after the fact after you'd been blowing up her phone worrying about her definitely makes her the even before insulting your parenting. NTA. Sounds like you've helped your sister plenty without thanks. Your parent and sister are Stop paying immediately. NTA. Until your parents cut you off from what? If they're so rich, why can't they afford to house and provide for their eldest daughter and insulting the one a decade younger for having her own life together? Now you can see what your family truly sees of you and your life choices. Depends on you how they see you after this point. Are you going to not be insulted and used as a bank, or are you going to cave and be an ATM they can insult and abuse? I didn't read past the part where she came stumbling in drunk. Anyone who is struggling financially should not be spending money on booze and partying. NTA. Do the kids a favor and call CPS so they can be properly taken care of. It's understandable she's jealous, but not that she's rude or that she lied. She bit the hand that feeds and she gets to pay the price. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.